Hi friend, I'm Laura and welcome to my channel. Today I am making a traditional scrapbooking layout using this really cute cut file, which I believe is from Paige Evans. She has a shop on Etsy and I think maybe in the Silhouette store as well. I borrowed my friend's Silhouette cutting machine and cut it out, and then I also off camera stitched around the outside of that lettering that says "Love You Lots." And I really loved the texture that created for my huge title on this page. I don't work with cut files too often because I don't have a cutting machine, and also because I think they tend to be a lot of work setting them up and everything. So sometimes what I'll do is I'll borrow my friend's cutting machine and then I will just go out and buy a ton of cut files or download free ones, cut them all out, and have them waiting for me whenever I do want to use them. So I had this one and really love this giant size. I thought it would be fun to do a layout where that's like the main focal point, the title. And I know that's something that I've seen Paige Evans do with her cut files before. I go through some of my pattern papers and choose ones that I would like to see on my page there that I think go with the photos and complement them. And I actually saved the parts of these letters that are the inside. Typically with a cut file, you would just save the outside, the part that I stitched, because you fill in all the rest. But I saved the pieces from inside the letters to be a template to cut out my patterned papers that I wanted to fill that blank spot. So I went ahead and did that, used the template letters to trace onto my pattern paper to cut them out, and then I glued everything down. And I've got two cute photos here. There's one of me, my baby sister, and my baby niece, and then another one of my baby niece holding on to my leg and kind of looking up at me, or I was looking down at her rather. And I thought it was so cute. I wanted to create a really fun background for it, so I started off doing some watercolors, but it was very messy and did not flow the way that I thought it would, and it ended up being kind of obnoxious with the texture that I had. So I go a different route. I grab a plain piece of white cardstock. I'm going to use some texture paste here with a stencil, and I am just doing textured flowers and leaves on different parts around my page. And I think that creates a really beautiful subtle texture. I've been very into texture the last year and a half. It's kind of new to me because I've been scrapbooking for a long time, like 7 years or so, 8 years or so. So to bring in the texture paste and all that is relatively new, and I really love it. So I've been trying to do that a lot more. And I am just choosing different parts all around the page, some that will peek out from behind my photos, some that will peek out from behind my title. And you can see the beautiful texture that creates when I show you the close-up, and I absolutely love it. It's just so subtle but beautiful and textural, and yeah, I think it's really feminine and darling. Next, I'm going to mat my photos using some different patterned papers. You know, in hindsight, I'm not sure I love it that much. It maybe had a little bit too much going on the page, and the photos probably would have stood out a little bit more if I hadn't matted them. But, you know, hindsight 2020, can't really do anything about it now, so that's okay. I think a lot of times when we're in the process, we can get caught up trying to figure out what else to add and what else needs to be done to bring interest to this page. And occasionally I go a little bit overboard because I tend to be on the side of simplicity. So in hindsight, I tend to like things simpler than in the moment I make them. Next, I'm going to do a subtitle, and it says the Crosby Girls because that is our last name, so the girls of my family. and I thought that was a really cute tribute. And it's so cute to see that because my last name is not Crosby anymore. I made this layout last year, I think, or a year and a half ago about, and that was before I was engaged or married. So it's kind of fun to see this now that my last name is different. I am tying some thread through a tag there that I am attaching to my photograph. I thought that would add some fun texture and a cute little bow. When you're layering lots of things together, I find that sticking with a monochromatic theme can really help it from being overwhelming. So in this case, I have texture with the texture paste, I have texture with the embroidered thread all around my title, I have texture with the thread on the page, but the thread is white, the texture paste is white, the background is white, and everything comes together, and there is a lot of interest in texture on the page, but it's not too overpowering. Next, I'm going to come in and sprinkle some fun bits around. I've got some enamel dots and some puffy hearts, and I love the puffy hearts. I just choose some different shades of pink there to bring in the patterned paper colors all across the page, and also the pink that is in our photographs, because I was wearing a pink shirt and so was my sister, and yeah, pink and blue are the main color photos. So really loved that, and you can see some close-ups of the layout here. I think it turned out really charming. You can see that texture paste really does bring an element of special to the page. I also added some hearts that I had cut out. You can see on the background there are a couple of subtle papers, some pattern papers that I cut hearts out of, and then also plain white cardstock that I cut hearts out of. And that's how the layout came together and how it ended up looking. I hope you have enjoyed this process video and all the ideas for adding tons of texture to a layout. Let me know what you think down below in a comment. Give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more crafty stuff in the future. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye.